All right, hello, people watching this video, if there's any of you. Chapter 4 is what we have to get done, and I think that's it, right? This is all Chapter 4. Okay, you're going to need your calculator, I know, for 38. Also, real quick before we begin, here is the schedule for semester tests. Okay, that's not that. Right here, schedule for semester test. So you guys will be on, let's see, Tuesday. This is Trig. You guys will be the right before lunch on Tuesday. So at 9:45 to 11:30. That is an hour and 45 minutes that you get to take this test. Okay, 45 questions. You have to answer 40 of them. No surprises, really. Like, that's how that works. Okay, so there's Trig. And then the next day, Wednesday, this is the schedule. It's the same as the Thanksgiving schedule, the day before Thanksgiving. I will have your tests graded, and I will give them back to you on that day. And then, I don't know. They can't expect me to teach you anything in that half an hour period. So we're going to play some games. We're going to play some games, I think. Okay? And do some stuff. Okay? So there's that.
What is the acronym for geometry? Because
I don't know.
Like, you simplify trig to just trig.
Trig. I do geom. G-E-O-M.
G-O-M?
Geom. Okay.
What do you do for stats?
Whose jacket is this? I think it's Jake Boniface.
Okay, now here's the weird question.
Here we go.
What do you do for algebra?
Chapter 4, synthetic division. Make sure if I specify you're using that type of division. Okay, you have to do you have to do it by the method that I say, otherwise I take off points. Even if you're right. I will check it. Okay. All right, synthetic division. What number goes on the outside?
2.
2. 2 goes on the outside. You want to try it on your own?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Make sure you put zeros in appropriately. Just on the first one, on 34. We haven't gone very far. I am recording this though.
Okay, good.
But-
Because we still have to we have to go double check in like 20 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I also am going to put all 3 videos up on Classroom in case people want to go back and watch or whatever. So,
Okay.
all right. So do yours and then check with me.
No. Oh, I used a 0.
This doesn't come out nice. I got a remainder. Did you get a remainder? You did not?
I did. You did something.
Did you put a 0 in?
I did put 0 in.
Okay.
I put the 0 in the wrong spot. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
So did you get 3x to the
See if that's what you get.
I got the wrong thing. Stupid 0.
minus 4x. This one plus 7 over x minus 2.
Yep.
I have.
Kyle did it.
Commenter, do you have batteries?
Oh, no, but I'll get some. Are you dead?
Like almost.
I can get some from April.
It keeps like
Okay.
popping up like your batteries are low. Recommend changing batteries.
Okay, I'll get some. I can get some from April. Make sure you have your calculator ready to go for test. Okay. All right, ready to move on? Is that what you got? Did everybody get that far?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, find the remainder of this thing without actually dividing it. I don't want to actually divide it. Okay, how can I figure out what the remainder should be without actually dividing it?
Plug in negative 11.
Yep, x equals negative 11, I'm going to plug that in, and whatever I get should be what I get as a remainder, right? If that answer comes out to be 0, then that means it goes in there perfectly, and it's a factor, right? All right. I don't know what 11 to the 3rd power is, so you guys are going to have to do this on the calculator, because I don't know. What?
You want to calculate?
I don't care. Unless somebody else already has it done.
I got 0.
0.
Did you? Hey. Do you guys type it all in one shot?
I don't.
Kyle doesn't.
I don't know.
That's fine. I don't care. You don't have to.
That's not.
That is
not
not
what I got. I did not get that.
Oof. Did you use parentheses?
Yeah.
Y'all typed it in.
Y'all did it.
You want me to look at how you type it in?
You guys plug in negative 11?
Maybe.
You did it wrong.
What did you get for 36?
Erica, how are you doing this month?
Yeah,
I was
Yeah, I got popped in the head because I was doing a
That
bat return
will
on her,
screw
and
it up.
she like popped me in the head with her elbow, and I was like, that felt nice.
Negative 11.
That's
But
okay.
the problem is maybe plus 44.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that
Oh, I
right.
got 0.
Yeah,
You get x squared plus 2x plus 2 with the remainder
Anybody else
3.
not get 0? I'm not gonna lie. I can come check
Oh,
it.
yours
Yeah.
is 36. I have a 36.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
How about
How many of them did you get?
What?
Huh?
Remainder?
How many
Oh,
of
I
them
didn't see
did you
that.
get?
That's why. I was like,
So that's slow.
How many hours?
Oh, hours of sleep that I
Hours
get.
of sleep.
You're fine.
I didn't get done with homework till like 2.
All right, anybody else want me to check?
Got up at 6, so like 3 hours.
Jeez, Louis.
All right, start your long division if you have not already done so. Okay.
what'd you
Will you give us like an extra box to
X
do
squared plus 2x
for long
minus 2.
division?
we do that.
So you have an answer sheet.
Well,
you
yeah,
wanna type out?
would you just want to give us an extra box?
Maybe. I don't know. Or you can just
The
attach.
box-
Or you can just attach another piece of paper.
Yeah, we'll just screw everything
The
up.
box
You're right.
already
Yeah.
do.
The boxes will be all messed up if I give you like extra room. So just
You're right.
attach another sheet of paper for that. Okay. All right. Do you want to do this together or on your own?
Together, please.
Together for this one. Okay.
Please.
All right. Okay. If you don't want to do it together, just don't listen to me. Okay. What do you take times 2x to get 2x to the third? X squared, right? Multiply back through. 2x to the third. Multiply back through plus 3x squared. Yeah? Okay, switch the sign. Minus, minus. Okay? The 2x to the thirds cancel. How many x squareds? Yep. Plus 4. Yep. So we've got 4x squared, and then I'm going to drop the 2x down. Plus 2x. Now we begin again. What do you take times 2x to get 4x squared? 2x, okay? That's 4x squared when I multiply it back, and plus 6x, but flip the sign, minus, minus. So x's, I'll have negative 4x, and then plus 9. Okay, begin again. Multiply by 2x to get negative 4x. Negative 2. Multiply it back through is negative 4x minus 6, but then I have to change the signs. Plus, plus. So my remainder is
15.
15. So plus 15 over 2x plus 3. Let me not get that. Okay, happy with that? Is that okay?
sometimes?
All right. Good, good? All right, on to the back. These are going to be the problems that are going to take a little bit of time on the test, okay? All right, describe end behavior. How do we describe end behavior?
As x approaches infinity, y approaches blank. As
Y
x
approaches-
approaches negative infinity, y approaches blank.
I do not remember doing that.
How can you remember this?
I do it twice every day.
Why did you put on calc left hand and right hand behavior?
I don't know.
And then put
It's the
Because
same
it-
thing. It's the same thing.
You use your left hand for the one and your right hand.
Okay, so x goes to infinity, y goes to blank, x goes to negative infinity, y goes to blank. First, let's talk about this function. He is a positive,
Fourth.
That'd be
positive and an even function, okay? So what's it gonna end at if it's positive and even?
Up.
Up and up,
both
right?
sides.
He's gonna look like this, okay? Like a W, he might even be like flatter in the middle and not have a little hump in the middle. We don't know for sure, but we know he's gonna end up and up if he's x to the fourth power. That's the way it works, okay? So as x goes to infinity is like saying the right side. X's, infinite x's are on the right, infinite negative infinite x's are on the left. So on the right side he's going up, so I put infinity. Left side he's also going up, so I put infinity. Questions about that? That one should be a little quick, okay? But you gotta know what your functions look like. So even are gonna end in the same direction, odd are gonna go opposite directions, right? Okay? All right, practice typing this in. We're gonna start with x equals 0 is 75. Okay, 1975 is 0. So this is 0. What's 1980 gonna be? 5, okay, this one's gonna be 10. This one's gonna be 15, okay? 95 would be 20. Then we have 25, then we have 30, then we have 35, yeah? Okay? All right, you want me to do it, or you wanna, okay? All right, where do you go to, by the way? Stat, and you go edit, stat, edit. typed them all in. Okay. All right, and we want a quartic regression, so make sure you're doing quartic. Okay, if you do not get this, you let me know. Oh no. I bet you you're not gonna write it right.
Who?
I bet you you're not gonna write it right. I bet you. I bet you you're not gonna write it right.
What? Huh?
I bet you you're not gonna write it right.
Oh, because it's to the negative.
You see that E -5 on your calculator? Okay? It says on A, it says A equals negative 3.56 la 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 la. E to the -5. So if you write it as negative 3.56, it's technically wrong. You have to move it 5 decimal places. 1, 2,
What if I
3,
just
4,
write
5.
E to the -5 by it?
You just write.
I mean,
That
you can,
times
but
10
it's
to
a
the
lot
negative
more to
5.
write that than I think it is.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't.
Don't write E because
I don't
that's
get
confusing,
paid.
right? Times 10 to the -2. Yeah. That's convoluted.
What he said.
I'll do this on my test.
Okay, this is what he should look like. And if you don't get this, let me know.
25 and 2, Jake.
Nuh-uh.
25
That's
and
what I
2,
get.
Jake.
Check to see if those are the same numbers that you get. Okay, and that's all we have to do is we just have to write the equation for it.
It's 25 and 2,
Okay.
Jake.
All right, but be careful of that E.
Oh,
Just check real quick.
Yeah.
After you type it in to make sure you don't have any
It's
E's
two,
in
it's
there
square root of 2. Like,
that you need to move the decimal for.
doesn't
Okay.
work, okay.
The square root of 2 and the square root of 25.
Okay. Anything else?
Times square root.
Happy with that?
Not really.
Wait, so did you
I mean,
get
it's
5
not real
squares
great,
for
but you know, whatever.
If you can't
I don't
take
know.
Negative point zero
Like the
zero
square root
zero
of
zero
negative 50,
2 square roots
3,
of 5.
then what?
6
is it just 50i,
x to the
square root of 50i?
plus
Unless you break it down to 25 and 2, so it would be 5 square roots of 2i,
0.027.
Yep. or 5i square roots of 2, wherever you want to put the i in.
Uh,
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. Anybody else need to wait or pause? Okay. Next, find the vertical asymptotes. How do you find vos?
Set the bottom equal to 0.
Set the denominator equal to 0. Beware of what?
Holes.
Holes, because sometimes a hole is actually a va, right? Like it looks like a va, but it's actually a hole. Does that make sense? Okay. When do you know it's a hole?
When the top and the bottom cancel
When
out.
the top and bottom cancel out. So like for example, if I have x plus 3 and the bottom is like x plus 3 and x minus 1, I don't know. Here it looks like my va's are at -3 and +1, but this is a va and this is a hole. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay? Because the 3's canceled. Okay, got it? So if you want to write that little example down, you can. Otherwise, you don't have to. But be careful and make sure that it's not actually canceling and it is actually a hole instead of a va. Okay? So I want the bottom, set the bottom equal to 0. So 2x plus 5 equals 0. If you can do this in your head, great. If not, here it is. 2x equals -5. And x equals negative, like 2.5. If you want to leave it as -5/2, that's fine. You will have a va at -2.5. Okay? If I would have asked you for domain, you would say x is not equal to -2.5, right? Domain and va kind of go together. Okay? So x equals -2.5. That's the va. Got it? Okay, moving on to the next one. Here are your rules for ha. Okay, what do you look at for ha, by the way?
And an M.
N and M. Okay, so N is the degree of the numerator. If you don't have to write that down, don't write it down. This one is the degree of the denominator. I usually like to write everything down. That way if your brain falls out while you're taking this test, you have it. Like you know what N and M are. Okay, so for this problem, what is N? What's the degree of the top? 0, right? It's like x to the 0 power. So I have 0 and the bottom is 1. Okay, here's the rules. If n is less than m, you do something. If n is equal to m, you do something. If n is greater than m, you do something.
If n is less than m, x or y is equal to 0.
Y equals 0. I always get that one confused with the bottom one, right? If n is greater than m. If n is greater than m, he's top heavy, and he's going to fall over, which means this one is none, so the other one is y equals 0. Does that make sense? I always think about the top heavy one's not going to work, right? Okay, and then the middle one, y is equal to LC over LC. Do you need any more explanation than that?
Nope.
Okay, so that's how that one works. Okay, so here, what's the ha here?
0.
Y equals 0.
0.
Okay, that's the ha, the horizontal line at 0. Got it? Perfect. Okay, couple left. All right, what do you do for this one? Compute. What does it mean, compute? What does compute even mean? Like, do the thing, right? Compute, simplify, solve, right? Here we're going to FOIL. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5i is 10i. I times 3 is 3i. What is I times 5i? 5i squared. Somebody over there said negative 5 because I squared is negative 1, so this becomes negative 5. So if you need to write that down, I squared equals negative 1. Put a little star by that because every time you FOIL with i's, you're going to end up having to change an I squared to a negative 1, right? Okay. Then we combine like terms. So 6 and negative 5 is 1 plus 13i. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Huh?
All right. You use this information for down here. I know what I squared is. I use that to break down I to the 23rd power, right?
I squared.
Okay.
to
So
the
I squared. How many times do I have to take I squared times itself to get something close to 23?
11.
11. That'll give me 22. But I
times
need one more. So there's my 23rd one, right? You always start with I squared.
Yep.
If it's an even number, you don't have to have this times I off to the side, right? But if it's an odd number, you have to hang one off, right? Because that will make the 23rd one. All right. I squared is negative 1. If I take negative 1 times itself 11 times,
Negative
it's still going to be negative, right? So this is negative 1 times I, which is negative I. That's how it simplifies. So I to the 23rd power is negative I.
Odd is negative.
What?
Odd i's are negative, right?
If it's an odd exponent,
Yeah.
it's going to have an I in it. If it's an even exponent, it's going to be either 1 or negative 1.
If it's divided by 4,
If it's divisible by 4, it's going to be positive. If it's a number greater than divisible by 4, it's going to be
about less.
positive. Does that make sense? Like 1 greater than divisible by 4,
It's 1 less.
then it's negative.
Divisible by 4
It's
is
not divisible by 4.
divisible by 4 is negative.
Divisible by 4 is positive. That's like the trick. Okay, 43. Simplify. Don't plug it into your calculator. This negative is going to become I, but then 50 will break down. It is not perfect, but he will break down into
5 squares of 2.
25 and 2, yeah? Okay, the square root of 25 and the square root of 2. Square root of 25 is 5. The square root of 2 is stays. Where do you put the I at? What? The end? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you're one of
Not
these people,
under the parentheses.
not under the square root, right? So if you
Yeah.
want to put it there, that's another acceptable place. So I don't care which one you do. The I can either go at the end or after the 5.
Wait, is
Or in between.
is 2 square roots of 5
Or at the beginning.
the same?
2 square roots of 5 is not the same.
Why does it?
2 square roots of 5, this inside of here would have been 4, so that's the square root of 20.
Why can you not switch them?
Because you can't. This number is the number that the square root of came out, right?
Well, what if I wanted to break it down the other way and put 2 on this side?
You can't.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's what
it
I
is
did.
not. It's not equivalent.
That's so stupid.
Not the same thing. Okay? All right, 44 is rationalize. We want to get rid of the I in the bottom.
Multiply both the top and the bottom by 5 plus 2i.
5 plus 2i, 5 plus 2i. Why 5 plus 2i?
Because it's the
It's the conjugate.
Conjugate.
They are conjugates of one another. And by multiplying by the conjugate, you get rid of the I, the middle 2 pieces. Okay? On the top, I think this is maybe the exact test question. Is that this is the same question as was on the test, maybe? I don't know. No, it's close, maybe. Something like that. All right. So 3, we just distribute the 3 through. So that's 15 plus 6i. No, it's not the same. On the bottom, 25 plus 10i minus 10i. If you don't want to write those middle 2 pieces down, you don't have to. Negative 2i and positive 2i makes negative 4i squared, which will make that plus 4. Okay? Alright, so 15 plus 6i on the top. On the bottom, their 10s cancel out, so this is 29. Anything reduce?
No.
29 is prime.
Yep.
If that was 27, then you could divide everything by 3. Okay, but it doesn't work that way. Alright, 45. Write a polynomial that has zeros that are 5 and negative 1. Where do you start?
X, set it the equal to X.
X equals 5 and X equals negative 1. Okay, then what?
Foil.
Then your factors, like what the step before that would be, is X minus 5 and X plus 1. Right? Then we FOIL, right? So X squared plus 1X minus 5X minus 5. And some of you guys can do that in your head. It's X squared minus 4X minus 5, yeah? Okay? Good?
Guess what? We're done now.
Okay.
Perfect. Look at that.
All right, get the Wildcats up.
All right. There you go.